Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since you guys heard from me, and I do sincerely apologize, but I haven't been up that much. Actually, because it's summertime, I've been trying to get the kids out and about and doing stuff with them. Like, we went over to St. Catharines and just visited some parks. We went to go watch the Niagara Falls works and all that stuff. Sorry, I have a piece of hair that seems to be sticking out. I don't know. Anyways, we watched Niagara Falls fireworks, and we went to the drive-in. And so we just been doing a whole bunch of small little things. And yeah, I just haven't had time to sit down and record or even edit or anything. So I apologize. But today's video is going to be sweet and to the point. It's what to expect when you're in your second trimester. I am now officially done my second trimester, so that is why I'm going to do this video. And you guys are actually going to get tired of me because I think I'm going to record like once a week like I'm supposed to. But I'm actually going to be following my journey from now until I give birth. Okay. So, what to expect when you're in your second trimester. First of all, the second trimester is a great place for people to be because I feel like you get a little bit more of your energy back. You're no longer in that what's wrong with me type of phase. So I feel like you have more of a bounce in your step. Also, this is the time when a lot of people tell people that they're expecting. The reason why people wait until second trimester to tell people that they're expecting is because in first trimester anything could go wrong. God forbid, but anything could go wrong. So miscarriages and stuff will happen in your first trimester, where if something was supposed to happen, they can't save the baby. Like, unfortunately, your child will no longer be with you if something was supposed to happen in first trimester. Once you hit second trimester, it's still a risk, definitely, but you have a higher chance of survival. So let's just say, basically, first trimester, your chances are 0% chances of your child surviving. But once you hit second trimester, I wouldn't say maybe not too much the 4th month, but maybe around the 5th month, if you were supposed to give birth in that month, you have about I'll just say 50-50 chance of survival. And that goes across the board. Like, I know a friend who had her child at 20 weeks, and her daughter is, grown, looks normal, everything's great as of today. I also just had a family member, my baby father's family member had a baby around the same time, about 20 weeks, so I think about 5 months in, and her baby is great too. So you definitely do have a higher chance of survival. So it's more likely for people to tell people that they're expecting at this point in time. So with that being said, that's great. Congratulations if you made it to your second trimester. Wonderful. And also in second trimester, if you experience morning sickness, now some people, unfortunately, if this is you, I do apologize and I feel so bad, but some people have morning sickness all throughout their pregnancies, which is, I couldn't imagine it, because I don't really get morning sickness, but the 2 times that I feel like I'm going to be like, right, I couldn't imagine having to do that every single day for 9 months, or well, technically pregnancy is 10 months, so I couldn't imagine doing that every single day for 10 months. So with that being said, most people, their morning sickness would subside at this point in time. Okay, sorry, people are just different out here. So yeah, so at this point in time, your morning sickness should stop. Hopefully it has. And you should feel better. I think this is where you get your energy back. You're feeling a little bit pretty. You're starting to see that baby bump coming in. Things are coming back to where you kind of almost feel normal, except you have a little bump in front of you. And this is where the time I find that most people embrace their pregnancy. Second trimester is about embracing your pregnancy, enjoying it, making sure you're taking if you don't take prenatal tablets, take what you need to make sure you're still getting the vitamins in your body to provide for that child. And if you are taking prenatal tablets, then definitely continue doing what you do. What else can you expect in second trimester? So with that being said, at this point in time, you most likely have your OBGYN. If you don't, you will get one now. And when you get your OBGYN, honestly, it's really not a big deal. You go there, they take a swab, you know, just like your little pap test, they take a swab, they test to make sure that everything's good down there, which you want them to do, because obviously you must have had some kind of unprotected sexual encounter, or, you know, a condom broke or something like that in order for you to be pregnant. So it's always good to be on the safe side. Make sure you have nothing that you can also transfer onto your child. So there's that. When you see your OBGYN, right now in second trimester, you're only going to see them about once a month. Unless, of course, you have maybe some kind of complications or something else that makes them want to see you more. But usually in the second trimester, you're only seeing them once a month, which for me is my preference. I don't want to see them much more. So that's that. What you would do in this point in time is, usually you would have had an ultrasound in your first trimester, which would have been your dating ultrasound. Now, if you're older in age like I am, although I'm not that old, but I guess, you know, whatever, they might give you a second ultrasound to check to see if the baby has any abnormalities. If you have no reason to believe that you could be a high-risk pregnancy, then you may not get that ultrasound. Like, I never got that ultrasound with all my other pregnancies. So that's not a necessary ultrasound. The only one that you definitely will get is the dating one. When you go into second trimester, you're going to have a second ultrasound. This ultrasound is going to happen about 20 weeks. And at the 20-week mark, the reason why they do the ultrasound, because they're going to do an anatomy measurements. They're going to check, you know, the baby's feet and hands and legs, and, you know, around the head, and, you know, all the measurements, just to make sure that the baby's developing the way that they should. And then, of course, this is another confirmation of how far along you are, like, you know, if you're still on track with the same due date, etc. What else? So you could expect an ultrasound this time. Near the end of your second trimester, you are going to do your sugar test. Now, your sugar test, which I believe I spoke about this before, is when you have this orange bottle and you have 5 minutes to drink it all. You have to drink it all, and then you have to sit there for an hour, and then they'll draw blood from you and everything. So this is the time when you will get diagnosed with gestational diabetes. You know, I used to be an English major and I don't know what happened, but anyways, this is the time when you would get diagnosed with diabetes. Diabetes may be something that you may only have during your pregnancy. A lot of people have it where they only are diabetic during pregnancy, but when they're not pregnant, they're not diabetic. So this is the time that would come into play. Luckily for me, I've never had an issue with my sugar. Even though I have a really sweet tooth, so it's very interesting. But I've never had an issue with my sugar, so I never had to do it. But I remember I was working with this female who did have gestational diabetes, and she had to literally inject herself and check her levels with the insulin thingy or whatever after every meal. I felt bad for her, but it's what you got to go through, right? If you are one of those people, especially that decide that, oh, I'm eating for two, and you decide that you're eating all this junk food and everything like that, and you're giving into cravings and all that stuff, and they're not healthy choices, then yeah, you may be putting yourself and the child at risk, which you don't want to do, because I believe gestational diabetes, if not monitored properly, can cause complications during your pregnancy. I think also premature labor can happen. I'm not quite too sure. I haven't really looked into that, so don't take my word for that. I just know that obviously it can cause issues. So with that all being said, this is also probably around the time that, you know, your pants and jeans and stuff that you love to wear, you might have to loosen the top buckles a little bit. You might, for me, I don't buy maternity clothes. What I usually end up doing is just wearing like jogging pants and track pants and, you know, loose fitted clothes throughout my pregnancies. But if I do wear my jeans and stuff like that, I will wear a longer shirt. I'll wear a longer shirt, so therefore my my jeans, I can open the top, so the buckle and the zipper and everything, well, the zipper will be zipped up, but the buckle will be open and kind of folded down, and then my shirt will cover it, so you're not seeing anything. And that is pretty much how I will dress for that time frame. And I think that is all you can really expect during your second trimester. Oh, of course, this is the time that you will now start feeling the baby movements. How could I forget that? The best time of all is when you start feeling that movement in your stomach. Now, I don't know if you guys ever, like, especially when it's your first child, you don't know what to expect and you first feel it. Like, I remember my first son, he gave me my first kick on my birthday. And I just turned 21. And, you know, I couldn't celebrate it with my champagne year, and I couldn't have champagne. But my son gave me my first movement. And I was like, oh my God! Like, that was the best birthday gift ever, because, you know, I never felt a baby move inside me before. So it worked out. But this is the time when you will feel those movements happening. And at first you might not be sure what it is. You might feel like, okay, was that just like gas or something or whatever? But you'll feel the kick. Like, you'll feel a kick and stuff, and you'll know, okay, no, that's something coming out of my stomach, or, you know, something like that. It starts out very light, where maybe only you'll be able to feel it. And as the time gets more and more, of course, it will get stronger. And then you'll be able to put your partner's or your kids or whoever's hand on there, and then they could also feel the movements too. So with that being said, I hope this helps somebody that may be in their second trimester, or maybe you're in second trimester and you just are curious about what other people go through. That is what I went through with my second trimesters, or what I'm aware of. Of course, I've been through it quite a lot, so I do think that I can give some kind of advice on it. Anyhow, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out for my next video when I talk about what to expect in your third trimester, which is where I'm at right now. Ciao!